News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Karen Moscow.
And I'm Alexis Christoforous. Here are the stories we're following today.
Alexis, we begin with President Trump's three-day visit to China. The president called Chinese President Xi Jinping a friend, but his warm words were in stark contrast to Xi, who opened a bilateral meeting today with words of caution. Let's start our team coverage with Bloomberg's John Tucker.
And President Xi of China welcomed President Trump to the Great Hall of People in Beijing this morning. And from Trump's perspective, the trip is going swimmingly well.
It's an honor to be with you. It's an honor to be your friend. And the relationship between China and the USA is going to be better than ever before.
But beyond the pomp and pageantry came a warning from Xi. He said if the Taiwan issue is mishandled, the two nations will experience collision or even clashes, pushing the entire China-U.S. relationship into a highly dangerous situation. The two leaders spoke for nearly 2.5 hours at the Great Hall. China has opposed a pending U.S. arms package to the island democracy that Beijing considers its territory and asked the U.S. to clarify that Washington doesn't support Taiwanese independence. Trump will attend a state banquet tonight. His next opportunity to make public remarks. Xi and other diplomats will be hanging on every word. I'm John Tucker, Bloomberg Radio.
Thanks, John. President Trump was accompanied by a slew of business leaders on his trip to China, and Xi Jinping signaled China is moving toward greater openness during his meeting with those executives. Bloomberg's Stephen Engel continues our team coverage from Beijing.
Xi Jinping met with a group of these, high-powered American businessmen and women who are here. Among the people we saw on the state broadcaster, Elon Musk, also Tim Cook, Kelly Ortberg of Boeing, and also Jensen Huang, among those who were ushered into a room with Xi Jinping, and Xi Jinping did pledge to open up further the China market to those businesses.
Bloomberg's Stephen Engel added that U.S. beef exporters may be among the first winners from today's summit. China renewed import licenses for hundreds of U.S. beef plants.
Well, Alexis, there's still no signs of an end to the war in Iran as it enters its 76th day. This morning, a UK naval group reported a commercial vessel off the coast of the United Arab Emirates was taken by unauthorized personnel and is now bound for Iranian waters. The incident happened just as there appears to be an uptick in vessels transiting the Strait of Hormuz this week, and just days after Iran laid out an updated process for ships seeking to cross the vital waterway.
And of course, oil and gas prices, Karen, have surged since the onset of the war. The average price of gas is now above $4.51 across the country. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill are watching gas prices and the impact on inflation. Bloomberg's Amy Morris reports from Washington.
Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries blames the war in Iran for the rise in inflation and blames the Trump administration for the war in Iran.
Billions of taxpayer dollars are being wasted has resulted in life becoming more expensive for the American people, particularly as it relates to the dramatic increase in gas prices.
House Speaker Mike Johnson says those gas prices are temporary.
Because if we get the Strait of Hormuz, when we get the Strait of Hormuz reopened, that will alleviate a lot of pressure with gas prices and other things in the economy.
Johnson also downplayed Trump's comment that he doesn't think about Americans' financial hardships when dealing with the war in Iran. In Washington, Amy Morris, Bloomberg Radio.
All right, Amy, thank you. To politics overseas, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer is heading for a divisive battle with a leading cabinet member said to be preparing to challenge him for the top job. And we go to London and get the very latest with Bloomberg's Ewan Potts. Ewan, good morning.
Alexis and Karen, it's less than 2 years since Keir Starmer won an landslide election victory, promising to stop the chaos in UK politics. Well, here we are again. Allies of the Health Secretary, Wes Streeting, say he's likely to quit his post this week and launch a bid to replace Starmer as Labour leader and therefore Prime Minister. Starmer's former deputy, Angela Rayner, has also indicated today that she's preparing for a bid for the top job. The Prime Minister says he will fight any challenges with his Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, warning today a leadership contest would plunge the UK into, quote, chaos. In London, I'm Ewan Potts, Bloomberg Radio.
All right, thanks, Ewan. European health officials say the respiratory virus behind a deadly outbreak on a cruise ship is showing no sign of mutating to become more contagious. One health official says the Hantavirus's genome has been sequenced and is similar to strains that caused outbreaks in South America in the past, and that's likely where the first passenger was infected before boarding the Hondias. The outbreak has now been linked to 10 cases, including 8 confirmed infections and 2 probable cases with 3 deaths. And that's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Alexis Christoforous.
I'm Karen Moscow, and this is Bloomberg.